Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Umi Nia Lutfia. Today I want to tell you about linguistic devices. So please listen to my explanation carefully. Linguistic devices. Linguistic devices are also known as language devices, linguistic technique, or figurative devices. Linguistic devices are words or phrases that convey a meaning which is different to the literal one. Linguistic devices can be used to influence the response of the reader or to help communicate an idea or point of view. A well-chosen of linguistic devices can help make your writing more effective and powerful. So, linguistic devices can be used in fiction or non-fiction text. So, what about the content that I want to explain about linguistic devices? There are figurative language, sound devices, and other language devices. First, I want to tell you about figurative language. Language that is not meant to be taken literally or words for words. Figurative language refers to the use of words in a way that deviates from the conventional order and meaning in order to convey a complicated meaning, colorful writing, clarity, or evocative comparison. Figurative language is more often used by fiction writers because it makes fiction writing more interesting and dramatic than the literal language. So, there are several types of figurative language. For the first is simile. Simile is a comparison of two things that are essentially different using words like or as. A simile is used with the aim of sparking an interesting connection in the reader's mind. For example, the cat sat in the chair like a king overlooking his kingdom. Here, the cat's sitting posture is compared to that of king who relaxes in a special chair that is reserved for him and not any other person in the kingdom. Next is metaphor. Metaphor is a subtle comparison in which an author describes a person or thing using words that are not meant to be taken literally. Unlike similes, metaphor do not use the word like or as. Such statement only makes sense when the reader understands the connection between the two things being compared. For example, time is money. In this statement, compares between time and money, and it doesn't literally mean that the amount of time you have equal with the money that you have. Any time was mean that a person loses the chance to make more money. Next is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an intentional and extreme exaggeration for emphasis or effect. It is often used in everyday conversation without the speaker noticing it. The exaggeration is so outrageous that no one would believe that this is true. It is used to add depth and color to a statement. For example, I would die for you. This sentence doesn't necessarily mean that one person is literally willing to die for the other, but it used to exaggerate the amount of love that one person has for another person. So, that is only used to show the extent of affection. The fourth, personification. Personification is figurative language in which non-human things or abstraction are represented as having human qualities. Using personification affects the way reader imagine things, and it sparks an interest in the subject. For example, The sun greeted me when I woke up in the morning. So here, the sun is non-human object, but has been given human characteristics. Science greeting can only be performed by living creatures. Okay, for the next, we move to sound devices. Sound devices focus on the sound of words rather than their meaning. There are several types of sound devices. First is repetition. Repetition is when an author repeats a word, phrase, sentence, or stanza for effect or emphasis. For example, the chorus or refrain of almost any song. Then rhyme. Rhyme is the matching vowel sound at the end of words or lines. For example, me, see. Me and see have long e sound at the end of words. Next, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the consonant sound at the beginning of words. For example, five-featured pigeon. Here, there are consonant sound F at the beginning of words. Five-featured. Okay, next, assonance. Assonance is repetition of vowel sound within words. For example, long low mon. Here has O sound. And next is consonants. Consonant is repetition of consonant words of consonant sound at the end or middle of words, not rhyme. For example, blind eyes could place. Here are the sounds. Okay, I already done with figurative language and sound devices. Now is other language devices. In other language devices, there are symbols. A symbol can be a word, object, action, character, or concept that embodies and evokes a range of additional meaning and significance. Writers use symbols to evoke emotion, create a sensory experience, and to demonstrate artistic use of language so that words have both literal and figurative meaning. For example, a dove symbolizes a peace, and black roe or raven symbolize death, and a red rose symbolize love and romance. Next is irony. Irony is a literary technique used to create meaning that seem to contradict the literal meaning or even, for example, the name of Britain's biggest dog was Tinny. There are three types of irony: verbal irony, situational irony, and dramatic irony. Verbal irony, use of words in which the intended meaning is contrary to the literal meaning, and situational irony consists of a situation in which the outcome is very different from what was expected. And dramatic irony, dramatic device in which a character says or does something that he or she doesn't fully grasp but which is understood by the audience. Next is sarcasm. A bitter form of irony can be intended to tease or hurt, often insinuated by the tone. For example, when someone does something wrong and then someone else said, "Very good, well done." This is a sarcastic remark because the comeback is the opposite of what the person means. It is most likely delivered in a playful voice to let the recipient know what it is meant in a teasing manner. Okay, next, or it will be the last part, is paradox. A paradox is an idea or statement that seems wrong or impossible, but actually makes sense once given deeper thought and analysis. For example, this statement is a lie. This is the most famous of all logical paradoxes because it's so simple. These 5 simple words are self-contradictory. If the statement is true, then it's a lie, which means it's not true. But if it's not true, then it's a lie, which makes it true. Okay, that is enough from me about linguistic devices. Thank you for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.